story number 5, our One Piece spoiler review. Had to put it at the end because that's what people do to get you to listen to the whole thing. No, seriously, we did that because we didn't know how long it was gonna last, and we wanted to make sure we put a cap on it. So, the hit show from Netflix, live action One Piece, a live action show adapted from 1,000 plus episodes that are still running of an anime and a long running manga series that's been going on for over 20 years. And finally, they made a live action adaptation and people like it. We talked about the initial reactions before, but now we have Theo back in the mix. Theo, you've finally seen the whole thing. I don't know if you watched all of them with your kids or just some of your kids, watch it by yourself or what. Let me know what you're thinking about it and we'll get into
Yeah, man, I watched all of it with my kid, my youngest, and my daughter. Maybe a little bit more mature than what they should probably watch. A little spicy language and some cuts here and there, but overall, I loved it, man. I get what you were saying. I finally got what you're saying. Just I don't because then obviously I went down a rabbit hole. Okay, how does it compare? Because the original, or at least some of the original series, is on Netflix. So I started to kind of look at some of the same storylines and how they compare and contrast. Some of it is almost verbatim, man. Especially the dramatic beat. I was very surprised how some of the dramatic beat in the cartoon or the anime versus the live action, but it's not as silly, which I think is hard to do, right? But yeah, man, I think we both enjoyed it, man. And matter of fact, my son, he got so excited about it. He drew character pictures of it.
it. Nice.
And Luffy all big and he and Nami and Zoro all down there with the different color hair. So I think he's a fan, but this generation they like anime. That's just their thing. So yeah, high level, yeah, I enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, I definitely did too. And I think we mentioned spoiler review, but
Yeah.
spoilers here. Yeah, it was very good to me. I if you go through the manga and I couldn't take the early animation of the anime and the pacing. So I read
Oh, hilarious, man. That thing is hilarious.
yeah.
That first episode, man, when he pops out, I saw the he said, "Yeah, I love
Yeah.
you." But yes.
It's not bad. It is what it is. Goofy, silly with these hard-hitting moments of emotion, which is, I think, phenomenal for the way they play it. Just how they can have something so silly and goofy, but then hit you with these hard-hitting emotions like every so often. But yeah, for the most part, I kind of dabbled in the anime early on and then would jump to the manga and just read through that because the manga was a lot more hardcore, a lot more detailed, even more so than the anime. So when we talk about every one of these characters, they had their own story arcs that lasted a while. So they're cemented in
Mm.
your mind. But like in the live action on Netflix, some of these are just characters that barely even blipped on the screen. Like when they were at the chef's at the Baratier.
Chef Jeff.
Yeah, they're at the Baratier, the floating restaurant, and there's that one character that came in hungry. You know, that one
Mm,
guy? That's 5 or 6 episodes of just that
mhm.
one guy coming in the restaurant talking about he's hungry. And it's like, wow, okay. He's just 5 or 6 seconds in the live action.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nah, man. Some of the hard hitting moments, man. Yeah, the Nami scene where she's trying to take Arlong's tattoo off of her, man. That was pretty affecting, man. And then she was trying to push Luffy away. And she said, "You don't say anything." He said, "Yeah, I know. He's just quiet." Just kind of see what she needs. Remember, everybody was like, "Leave her alone. She's trash. Don't worry about her." And she was just so much pain. And when she looked up at her, she said, "Luffy, uh, help me." I was like, "Oh, that's good."
Yeah.
She finally broke down, and just asked for help. And he said, "Of course I will." And so I was like, man, okay, I see where you get. I'm sure there's other stories like that hit as hard as that over time. Even the one with Zoro was in the bed and he said, "You're my captain and I'm your first mate." I was like, okay, I see. And then you're right. So those are the moments. But then this whole theme is about follow your dream, no matter what the naysayers say, right? Even with his at the very end, when his grandfather pushing him to his limits, and he still was true to his vision of being the king of the pirates. You know, I think that's when I was like, okay. This is just you have to follow your dream. And that's what I talk to my kids about. That's what this story is about. Is who cares about all the hokey stuff and dragon fruits, all that crap? It's really about who,
Yeah.
who's got what dragon fruit and what you got to do and his power level is about follow your dreams no matter what the naysayers say. And so to me, and then having being loyal to your friends who support you and vice versa. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get with that. I think that's a good story.
Yeah, it definitely has a lot of, aside from the unassailable optimism of Luffy, and he's kind of that almost blank slate where it's just like this goofy, "Hey, Imma do this. Imma do this, and it's gonna be my thing." I think it's such a childhood and basic dream that, or any dream that anybody has, that he represents, that everybody can kinda latch on to. And then they use everybody else in the story to have different versions of that: revenge, grandeur, family, love interest. Everybody has their kind of different angles on what pushes them towards their dream, what pushes them away from it. And it's one of those things where I didn't realize how deep it was until I was well into it and I had my first emotional hit and I was like, yo, why did that emotionally hit me that hard? And I'm wondering from the live action, what you started thinking of, like, some of the themes and why some of the stuff is kinda goofy or just anything you might have picked up on as a first time watcher.
Yeah, I was gonna hate on it, so for the clickbait, we're gonna write that on the title. A hater got reformed. But yeah, just again, it's like different forms of those dreams. I think that's what the powerful thing is. The Chef Jeff's character, right? His dream was to go to the all blue, right? But since he
Yeah,
couldn't do it, he saw another character, Sanjay. He said, "Look, I can't do it. At least someone I know will do it." And I was like, "Wow, that's a deep concept." Or Monkey D. Garb, right? The grandfather, Luffy, his dream for his son and grandson was to be like him. But you see, that's not his dream. So he's going to put that in other characters who want to be like him, right? Kobe, right? And all that. So to
yeah,
me, I thought, wow, there's these different layers of dreams. And then they even show the flashback when they all put their foot on the barrel. They recite the words when they were kids. And then you're right. It's just like this youthful, because we all had dreams when we were kids. I'm going to go to space. And the world just beats it out of you, and I think that's what he's trying to kind of say. Hey,
yeah.
don't let the world beat that crap out of you. But let's see, any of the goofy moments, it's just Luffy and himself just being so the actor that does
And
it plays him, he plays him very well. But he's just all over the place, man, with the whole screaming all the time. It was too much sometimes.
I about spit out my coffee, and I don't even drink coffee. I about spit out my drink when he slapped your boy Kobe. He was like, "What's your dream?" "Well, I really don't have a" smack. "Spit it out. Don't do that." Oh, he just smacked him like and that's so Luffy where it's like, "Hey, even my friends get it from me if they're not following their dreams." And they let you know that off the bat. Even if you're a friend, I'll smack you down for not following your dream.
Oh yeah. Or if you're trying to come against my dream, don't try to stop me.
Yes.
So Luffy, yeah, he's got that. He's rubbery, but he's got that feel about him. And even Arlong, right? Even the character as disastrous, as devious as Arlong, we basically enslaved Nami, right, for years. You understand his dream for his people to be successful,
Yeah.
right? And why he wants to do that. So yeah, man, the theme is hits you over the head over and over again, right? What was the princess name that they went the first one?
Kaya.
That Kaya. They said, that's my parents' dream. That's not my dream. So it's just okay. Dreams about dreams, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. It seems simple, but the way they structure the story, think about this. It's you've got these people, it's a whole world, right? And it's all about pirates. Pirates are supposed to steal, take. There's this whole we're just evil kind of thing. And Luffy is, no, I'm going to follow my dream the right way. He immediately starts off by trying to shortcut that dream with the devil fruit, which curses you. You get cursed by trying to take a shortcut. And you'll see later on, everybody who has the devil fruit, there's always something that they end up getting themselves caught in. And Luffy's like the one who says, "You know what? I'm gonna take this problem or this thing of mine and still go forward regardless. I'm gonna get in a one person boat and do my thing. I'm not going to subjugate other people with my devil fruit powers. I'm going to try to use it to still accomplish my dream.
Mhm.
And they don't just do this, and there's no continents really. Everything is an island. So it's a nice story vehicle where you can just finish what you were doing and sail to another set of islands with a completely different set of rules and a completely different set of way of doing things. Like the Baratier, it's just like its own little set of rules and setting. And then you have
Mhm.
the Fishman Island, or one of the Fishman Islands. There are many more where they had Arlong Park, and then you have Coco Island, where Coco Village, where Anami's from. They're simple people. So you have this way of like describing different areas of life and different areas of whatever. And when I start looking at it like that, I'm like, man, that's a great storytelling vehicle. You just want a
Yeah.
certain way.
They said you can actually track his travel, right? And on a map, the map they have of everywhere he went goes. And so like even on the when they go to the Grand Line, that fish, that's kind of a spoiler for the next season, but that
Yeah.
big old fish, it is I saw somewhere someone had a big map and the fish is just the whale is just still sitting there. They
Yeah.
straight into the Grand Line. So yeah, overall, man. And then some characters just pop. He was a character right away. I was like, man, that is a cool design. You can't go around with the John B hairline, beard shape up, and the
Yep.
big ass sword. Perfect.
So Theo gives it a thumbs up. I love it, man.